Hi, I'm Aisha Devi. I'm a kind of alchemist, and my ideal vision of music is to heal people and elevate people. Actually, the essential purpose of music is healing. And I want to bring back, because I love the club, I'm a club kid. I like the idea to mix all this ancestral knowledge into the club music and actually connect with what club music was. In the beginning, the club music is coming from Detroit, Chicago, and this is the idea to clean, to purge, to gather in a room and to dance in a same BPM and to transcend. I grew up with classical music. I sung Mozart and Bach and Beethoven, but at some point I realized that there was something else. There was something that was more connected to primal scream. You know what I mean? And the idea that you learn and you break the rules. And that's what I felt with all the cultural research that I've done. This is what I'm doing in music, that little untuning thing that is able to reconnect all your synapses in your brain. And I use a lot of different techniques, and this is kind of magic. It was messy. It was chaotic. It was messy, especially after COVID, That was that kind of joy. And in French, we say insouciance. The idea of joy and living really without any limits. And that was taken away from us. I was living in Berlin, and a lot of people left Berlin and they didn't come back. And it was a huge gap in the scene. And I think a lot of people like us felt orphans. And a lot of people had to take back some, lucrative job and just let it go from the culture. So we were all about like kids, like, what are we going to do now, And I think we have to go on to go with our guts and our love and our heart to make this scene living, because for me, it's one of the only scene that is really going to take people elevating. That's why I came up with this album, because I ask myself a lot of questions about this also. So I connect back also with my roots and my personal genesis. The thing is that I never met my father before. I was looking for him in Nepal. I found him. He was already dead, but I connected with the family who took care of him. I went through all the process of mourning, finding him, the unknown father, but then instantly I had a father, but instantly he was not alive. So it was a long journey, and I think that's why the album is called Death is Home. It's a record to empower people to go through their own genesis, lick their wounds. There's a name of the track that I had, lick their wounds by themselves, because the society will never help us to lick our wounds, but we have to gather as a community and help each other to lick our own wounds. For me, it's the new temple, it's a place where everybody feel free to really project themselves as they want to be, because we are born with this body, we didn't choose it, and I think we're not defined by the visible, so that's a place where we can imagine who we are. And I like the idea that we're not concentrate of being one thing, but I had a track that said, if you name me, you negate me. So that's the idea that I don't want to be called something. I want to have the freedom to embrace the infinity.